You guys ready for the hot take? The older Call of Duties are just better than the new Call of Duties. And you're probably sitting there like, I thought you said hot take. That's not like a very hot take at all. Most boomers, in fact, seem to agree with me. The point being that I'm old, right? But here's the thing. I used to think, no, that can't be true. It can't be true that older stuff is better than newer stuff, right? It's just nostalgia speaking, and it's just, oh, my childhood speaking. And then the Black Ops 1 and 2 ports came out on PlayStation. And then we saw the numbers that those things pulled. And it really did get me thinking, okay, fine. I, I guess the older games really are better. So, yeah, I did buy them. I just have to be honest with you. I was just like everybody else, ready to try them out when they came to PlayStation because, yes, of course, I want to play Black Ops 1 and 2 that are populated again. Of course, who doesn't? So I did buy them, and people are probably going to be like, aren't you like not cool with big companies? I mean, yes, but I live in their world. Let a man have some whimsy, okay? And in playing them, I think I understood what it is that makes them better. Because yes, I have the empirical data that says that they sold better than Black Ops 7 and that they have more players than like the last 3 years of Call of Duty combined. But I think I can really break it down more into why these older games are just better. And I don't think I'm going to be heard at all by anybody who can change anything. But I would be remiss to not bring it up. So our first point here is I want to talk about simplicity. Call of Duty had a simplicity to it. Now, it's not the most simple game. It's not as simple as, say, Halo. But it felt like when you went to go do things, they just worked. When you went to go to create a class, to put together a gun, it made sense. And that is not the case anymore because at some point we got the gunsmith system in Modern Warfare 2019. And that was really cool when it was introduced. It was groundbreaking when it was introduced, right? You got 5 slots, which is way more than the like 1 you were given beforehand to put any attachments on your gun as you wish, provided you fit within those 5 slots, unless you took a wild card. And the attachments really did change the performance of the gun. It really did feel like you were genuinely gunsmithing the thing, right? And you could have a version of an assault rifle that's built for close quarters combat, or you could have a version built for long range, single fire combat as well. And over time, because we have to have more things all the time, more options, more attachments, more guns, more everything, it just feels like it's all too much now. And it's become a choice paralysis thing. Because now, when I go to choose a foregrip for a gun, I have 30 options. And I couldn't tell you the difference between any of them. And I'm somebody who really likes this kind of stuff. What about people who are just very casual and just play every once in a while? They're not going to sit down and actually mull through every single foregrip and try to figure out what stats they boost or don't boost. You know what they're going to do? They're going to go on TikTok and they're going to look up meta builds. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to understand what it is they're doing. They're not going to understand the point of what they're doing. They're not going to understand how to make the thing their own. And that takes away the entire point of the gunsmith. We have gone from where it was a good idea to just being something stupid. You can put 10 attachments on everything. It's unnecessary. It just is. Whereas when you look at Black Ops 2, if you want to put a foregrip on your gun, it's just called the foregrip. It does what it says, you know? And that is really, really powerful because when I do that and I can see that there's a tangible change and I can see how it affects my playstyle, now it's starting to feel more like my interpretation of the gun. And speaking of guns, yes, we have lots of guns, but because of this gunsmith system, now everything feels the same because every gun can be tuned to have the exact same recoil, exact same magazine size, exact same handling, and there's really no point in using anything specific. Let me give you a little anecdote, right? In Modern Warfare 2 times, back when I was 15, so a long time ago, a friend of mine said, hey, I want you to try this build. It's called Rust. And I was like, you mean the map? And he was like, no, the build itself. No, it's called Relic. It's called Relic. He said, try the Relic build. And I was like, what is the Relic build? And he said, okay, you take an RPK, you put a thermal sight on it, and there might have been another attachment, maybe a foregrip, I don't remember. And that's it. And then you just aim down the sight, and you look and you see where the lights are, and you fire at them, and you don't stop until you don't see lights. And that was really fun because it had an identity, right? Like the relic build had an identity. It felt like I was like, ooh, cool, I'm getting kind of build crafty a little bit, you know, like I don't know if build crafting necessarily counts for that, but like it felt like it. But it also changed my playstyle. And yes, it did make it a little more casual, but that kind of stuff is really cool. And you can do it and stay simple. And you can do it in a way where someone can say, oh, let me put you on this, man. Here, 2 attachments, go. Versus if I try to tell somebody how to build a gun specifically, I'm going to be there all day. So I'm just going to send them the TikTok that I watched. And no one's going to know what's going on. It's not good. It's really, really not good. There is functionally no difference between any of these attachments or any of these weapons because now they all operate the same. And obviously a sniper rifle does not operate the same way that a shotgun does and yada, yada, yada. I'm quantifying it so nobody can go into my comments and be like, actually, you're wrong, because I'm sure somebody will. Usually on TikTok is very argumentative. The next thing we got to talk about, too, in terms of why I think Call of Duty is struggling, is the maps are just coming too fast. And this is, again, kind of controversial. Because, yes, generally people like live service. Generally people like getting more content faster, right? But I think because of how it's set up now, we are not taking time to actually stick with the maps and learn their place within the map rotation. Because once upon a time, the maps made a difference in their full composition of rotation. So it wasn't just, oh, is there this one map that I liked? It was, oh, did this game have the maps, plural, that I liked? So Modern Warfare 2 is, again, my example. I know this video is about Black Ops 1 and 2, but like I played so much Modern Warfare 2 that I genuinely have it all burned in my brain. So for 3 months after I got the game, because I got it for Christmas, so I didn't have it at launch, I had to get it after launch, because I was 14. For 3 months, we played on the same maps, which means that if you wanted to play Modern Warfare 2, and I did because I wanted to play better and I wanted to just spend time with my friends, and it was fun. We played games for fun back then, not for battle pass filling. You pretty quickly figured out what maps were what position they held, and what kind of build you should be bringing into it. For example, Derail and Wasteland, those are your sniper maps. Those are big, wide open maps that are meant to be used with sniper rifles. You also have crazy maps like Estate and Afghan, which are huge and have really big points of interest kind of scattered across the map. You have the really vertical maps like Karachi, Subbase. Those are very top-down vertical. You've got really cool centralized ones like Invasion. I didn't look any of this up. This is all out of my noggin, right? I remember all of these things. And then we got the first map pack, and I don't remember those as well. I remember there was the apartment building one. I do remember that. But my point being, because the maps were slower coming in, I had to learn them better. And I had to learn what worked in those maps and what didn't. And you don't do that now because the maps just come and go, come and go, come and go. And in fact, I'd be willing to bet you that it really doesn't even matter if we're still getting new maps, because at this point, people are only going to play Nuketown or Shipment. Because that's the most efficient way to level things, level your battle pass. Because also you have to level your guns up 1,000 levels to get all of these attachments that you'll never use. And it just doesn't feel like the game is the purpose in that case. It just feels like you're checking off things on a checkbox, like a job. Which is probably why you don't enjoy it as much, right? Because Black Ops 2 gives you a sense of exploration. It gives you a sense of wide range experimentation. It doesn't feel like you're just checking things off on a box. And you can't just go and play. I think you probably can play Nuketown now. They probably have that set up. But before, you couldn't just do that. And I would never recommend someone just play one map, because that sucks. It really does. So you shouldn't be playing the same map over and over again, is my point. And speaking of playing things over and over again, we also got to talk about PvE content and why that actually does matter a lot in Call of Duty as well. Because now it's just zombies. Always zombies. Every iteration of Call of Duty has some form of zombies, and we don't get anything different anymore. The last time I think we tried something different was Modern Warfare 2, when they tried raids. They did try raids, which, as someone who was very into Destiny at that time, those were not raids. It was cute. But since then, it's just been zombies, 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 zombies. And I don't really know that zombies is all that special when you get it every single year. And you get so many zombies maps every single year. It just feels really static. And Treyarch is always going to do it best. Treyarch is always going to do zombies the best. But then, like, Sledgehammer will try and make it terrible. They will make the actual worst zombies. Infinity Ward did a pretty good job in Infinite Warfare, I think. Their zombies is pretty well regarded. I'm not like the biggest zombies fan. But what I miss is when the games tried to do something different. Like Ghosts tried Extinction, and Extinction was not good. Extinction was pretty mediocre at best. But it was different. You know, it was Ghosts trying to have its own thing. It added to the identity. It made me care more about what the game was trying to do overall. If Ghosts had just been like, screw it, we'll just do zombies too, that's not that fun. That's not that interesting. And they're also going to get held to the Treyarch standard. Whereas if they're doing their own mode, then at the very least they can be like, well, it's not zombies, you know. So like you don't have to hold it to that standard. It's pretty close. But I don't know. I think focusing on zombies as the go-to third mode is actively devaluing it. And I think it makes people less excited for Call of Duty because we're excited about these older zombies maps. One, because they're probably just better made. Two, the Easter eggs are not nearly as complex as they became. And three, just, again, they weren't frequent. They were a special thing, right? If you were playing the games as they came out back then, Black Ops 1 had zombies, and then you had a year of Modern Warfare 3. Some people probably liked Spec Ops. I don't know who those are, but some people probably did. And then you got it back for Black Ops 2. Yay, great. But I don't think it's all that special now that it's just back to back to back. We've had zombies since Modern Warfare 3. And Modern Warfare 3 zombies, I did play that. That was not good. That was rough. I also think the campaign matters a lot too. And this is going to sound odd because these are multiplayer-centric titles, but something that Call of Duty always had was that the campaign was going to be an okay experience. And yeah, some were pretty bad. Like Ghosts, again, is a pretty, on all accounts, bad campaign. It's honestly, like, as a game, it has a lot of deep-seated issues. And that's worth its own video at some point. And Black Ops 3 kind of ruined the entire Black Ops mythos. But for a while there, you bought these games because you also wanted to see what was going on in the world. It helped tie you in and invest you into the world of the game. And we don't have that anymore because the campaigns that come out are either just fine. Like Black Ops 6's campaign, I think, was just fine. I didn't finish it because I didn't feel compelled to. Because it just felt like a worse version of Cold War, which was already a worse version of Black Ops 1. But I also definitely don't think whoever's making the interim campaigns is doing a good job. Like Black Ops 7's campaign, we already know that that's a whole mess, right? So if I can't take that seriously, then I'm not going to be invested in the world, and I already don't care about the guns. I already don't care about the maps. So what is there here for me, right? Like, what is actually the cool factor? What is actually the world-building factor? What actually makes me want to hang out in this world? Oh, nothing? That's a problem. And again, you don't have to take my word for it. I'm just saying Black Ops 1 and 2 did all those things right. Black Ops 6 and 7 did not. And look at the numbers. I think the point is clear, right? And I think ultimately Call of Duty could potentially go back and even hail it as a throwback, and people would probably love it. But I also think they've put themselves in a hole where they're trying to cater to the Twitch TV audience, where they're trying to cater to the guys who are heavy on the movement tech, who are heavy on optimizing the heck out of their loadouts. So I don't really know how you handle that other than Warzone stays a separate thing for those guys, and then your newer games feel like actual games for people who care about playing an actual game. Modern Warfare 4 might pull that off. I really don't know, and I'm not paying attention to it too much. I think I will end up buying it for Switch 2 because I think it's funny. I think it's funny to have a Call of Duty game on the Switch. It might be the only one for all we know, too. But otherwise, I just don't know. It's hard to tell, and it's really hard to tell, too, where it's going to fit in with everything because everything gets just subsumed into Warzone now. So it's too early to really make a determining factor. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I crazy? Am I being unk? Is Black Ops 1 and 2 really not better than 6 and 7? Or am I right? Am I onto something? Should we try going back to simpler times? Let me know. This is day number 16 of filming and recording a video every single day for 30 days. We are over the halfway point. I'm having a great time. I'm enjoying myself. If you want to help the channel out, please watch this playlist that has all of the previous videos. Go from the first one, go through. You will see a very cool journey where I actually get much better at talking on camera and make much better points. And I've been trying different things out with the formats of these videos too and the way they're edited. So hopefully I'm figuring something out from that. this is for me. This is primarily a me thing, but I, of course, would love support. Who doesn't? So likes and subscribes and comments, those are always good too. Thanks for watching.